If you use the future value function in Excel to figure out the future value of an investment, maybe you have an initial amount, maybe a monthly periodic deposits into an S&P 500 account or something. The future value function, if you're using it like most people, you're going to get the wrong answer. Let me go ahead and dive into this right now. Here's an easy example. If you're getting a annual return of 12%, and you say, okay, I'm getting 1% per month, 12 months in a year, that is incorrect because of compounding is taking place. So let's take a look at how most people do the future value function in Excel. Then we'll go pull up an investment calculator and look at this. And then we'll come back and do it correctly in Excel. So here is what most people do. The FV function is the future value function. We have 5 arguments. The first 3 are required. The last 2 are optional, but I will go ahead and just use both of them. So what is the interest rate? 8% annual return. I'm going to divide by 12 months, comma. The next argument is how many periods? 7 years times 12 months. Next one is what payment are we making? I'm going to put in negative D4, which is the $800 a month we're going to be contributing. And we'll do this at the end of the month first and then come back and do it at the beginning of the month. Present value, how much are you starting with? I'm going to start us off with a 0. We can go back and tweak this later. And then finally, here's that last optional argument. Are you doing this at the end of the month or the beginning? I do want to point out the end of the period is the default, but I'll just go ahead and put a 0 in here. 89,690.65 is incorrect. I even wrote incorrect next to it. I will keep up with these formulas as we do them using formula text. So there's the function we use right there. Now, 89,690, remember that number. Let's go pull up an investment calculator. I have an investment calculator open. It is from calculator.net. Love this website because not only do we get able to do the future value, we have these additional calculators they have in here. They also give us charts, and they also give us annual schedule versus a monthly schedule down here. Great feature. So $0 is the starting, 7 years. We already have that in there. 8% is the return, annual return annually, compounded annually. Additional contributions, $800. I do have this going at the end of each month. When I click on calculate, 88,756.10. I'm going to copy this number because that's clearly not what we had in Excel. We had 89,000 and some change. So back to Excel. I'm going to paste this answer down here. So let's do the future value in Excel correctly. And here's the issue. If you were getting 12%, you're not getting 1% per month. You're getting less than 1%. So to figure out what you're really getting per month, you take here, we'll do this way. The number 1 plus whatever annual return you're getting. And then you're going to raise that to the power of 1 divided by 12 because there's 12 months in a year. And then you'll subtract 1 because we added 1 and then you subtract 1. So here is what we're actually getting per month compared to 8% divided by 12. Let's see what we get here. There is a slight difference, but is a significant difference over time. So the correct future value function equals here, I'll make this simple, control quotations. That'll pull down exactly what I have up here. This is the part that is incorrect, is the 8% divided by 12. It is actually going to be this number right here in cell E2. I could have typed the whole function, but there's no need to here just to show you this. Perfect match, 88,756.10. Right there, there is the correct Excel function. And I'm referencing this cell here. Let me put the formula text there for this one. There you go, right there. Now, if you wanted to test this out all the way, just to show you this, I did it. If you had $1 and you're getting 8% annual return at the end of a year, that $1 should be 1.08. Here's my $1. There's the 8% divided by 12 in cell H7. That is incorrect. Here is the same formula I did up above, and there is the correct amount. And then I took that $1, absolute referenced it, pulled it all the way down. And if you notice at the end of 12 months, and at the end of 12 months, you do have 1.08. So that is correct right there. Now, what if we want to throw in that we do have an initial investment? Let's just do this. I'm going to say the initial investment is we have already $12,000. Let's just put this in here. There's the difference. Back over on the investment calculator, $12,000. Click on calculate. 109,321.99. Back in Excel. Back in Excel, I did have to tweak the function a second, just so you know. I had D5 and it still needs to be negative D5. So these two are both negatives. I tweaked both of these functions right here. Now they're correct, but there's 109,321.99. So a perfect match right there. That is the correct way to do the future value function in Excel. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your support for my YouTube channel. My Excel training is available online along with Teams, OneNote, and Copilot. Have a great day.